Hi there, welcome and thanks for joining me. My name is Tanya and I'm the holistic health practitioner here at Critical Bench, and today in this video what I want to talk a little bit about very simply, very quickly is Alzheimer's stages. All right, if you've tuned into any of the other videos I've done about Alzheimer's, you know that this is a topic that really hits close to home for me. So I've spent a lot of time trying to find out as much as I can about Alzheimer's, just finding out more about how it works. So my motivation has been to really just learn as much and try to understand as best as I can everything that I can about this disease to be a better source of support in my family. So when it comes to stages, Alzheimer's typically can be broken down into 7 stages. Now, keeping in mind that in the first 4 stages, there usually isn't going to be a diagnosis, because what is presenting or what you might be noticing with a loved one or what they might be noticing is that just their memory isn't that great. Certain things seem a little bit more difficult. And a lot of that can be attributed to and logic as just normal progression of getting older, right? As we get older, there is normal shrinkage of brain tissue, and as a result of that, as we get older and hit our senior years, we do become a little bit more forgetful. It takes us a little longer to, get that word that's on the tip of our tongue, or recall a name to go with a face, or just remembering something that happened several years ago. So a lot of those things can be very normal and not raise any alarm bells. So that is why a lot of times there isn't really a diagnosis made till later stages of the disease. Now, at first when I read that, there's a tendency to become a little bit irritated or upset, like, well, why, if a diagnosis was made sooner, then maybe some interaction or proactive measures could be taken. But when I really stopped and paused and took a breath, what I reminded myself was I would rather have had our family get a very certain diagnosis as opposed to just, oh, they're becoming more forgetful. Well, obviously it's Alzheimer's. So just keep that in mind, that while you may be concerned about somebody or you might be concerned about yourself, do not rush a diagnosis that might not be accurate, okay? So getting back to the stages, there's 7 stages. Stage 1 being no impairment whatsoever, nothing that's actually presenting outwardly to cause alarm. The second is very mild, so mild, normal forgetfulness, okay? Stage 3 is mild decline, so a little more. It's becoming a little more forgetful. And stage 4 would be moderate. So again, those first 4 stages very much coincide with a lot of things that we see or experience in getting older and reaching, those older senior years, okay? Stage 5 is moderately severe, and this might be, or typically, is more where family, friends might start to go, something just seems a little bit off, okay? They might be noticing little things, and it just might be setting off little alarm bells inside themselves. Stage 6 is severe, and at this point probably not so much the person themselves, although maybe, but more commonly family members, neighbors, people that have close interaction, close association with a person might go, wow, something is very much off. There is something going on here, okay? And that is probably when calls and visits to a doctor might become very much warranted to get some answers and some help, okay? Stage 7 is very severe. Now in stage 7, an Alzheimer's patient can become unable to communicate and pretty much largely immobile, and they do require 24/7 care. That stage can last from 2 to 2.5 years. Very sad, but this is just the progression of the disease. Now, as far as how long can somebody going from diagnosis to that final stage, how long does Alzheimer's last, or how long can somebody live with Alzheimer's? From what I was able to find, there isn't really, you can't accurately go, okay, if somebody was diagnosed on this day of this month of this year, by this day of this month of another year, this is where they'll be at. While we do know there's a decline, it's a progression. It's not exact from person to person. So the range is 4 to up to 20 years. So those are the stages. Again, those first 4 are not going to raise such alarm bells that there will be a diagnosis, or that even people close will think that something's off. It's usually by stage 5 and later that it becomes a lot more obvious that something is going on. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for listening. I hope this video helped. I hope it answered some questions, and I hope it maybe gave you some more questions to go and take to your doctor and to get some more answers. Again, my name is Tanya. I'm the holistic health practitioner here at Critical Bench. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Right over here, we've got lots of videos with fantastic content that you're going to love. Have yourself a wonderful, healthy, and very happy day.